Trying to have everything all figured out and set perfectly before you begin is not an excuse not to start. Whether you are writing, speaking, making art, making music, or making YouTube videos, the best thing that you can do is start from where you're at and just let it be what it is. Because deep inside, you know that this is the only way that you can start to get valuable feedback that you will need to improve and eventually become great at whatever it is that you're trying to do. In that regard, here are a few perspectives about perfectionism that you might find very helpful. For starters, even though you might think that you suck and that you are not satisfied with your current level of competence, you have to put in those reps before you can start to get better. Pretty much no one starts out going viral or reaching huge success overnight. Furthermore, even if you are not totally thrilled with what you're putting out just yet, chances are that someone will still value what you are creating and benefit from it in some way. You may or may not see that in the beginning, but you really just don't know who you are inspiring or influencing when you take a chance and just put your stuff out there. On that note, here's another little point to keep in mind. Although you may notice every little imperfection or inaccuracy with your work, others might not even notice or even care very much at all. It may just be that you are too critical of yourself in ways that aren't even helpful to you. Now, it's obviously a good idea to be mindful of all the various ways that you can improve at what you do, but it's best not to obsess over all the minor details that really don't make all that much of a difference at the end of the day. It's a good chance to practice letting go of all the little things that would otherwise get in the way of pursuing your dream and working towards something better. Also, when you really think about it, what is usually the main motive behind perfectionism? Perfectionism is often an attempt to prevent ourselves from receiving any form of judgment or criticism. You should not let your sense of self-identity be so fragile that you can't handle a little bit of criticism or feedback from others, regardless of whether it is coming from someone close to you or a total stranger. As far as I'm concerned, random trolls on the internet are not anything to bother about. In nearly every case, that's just an example of someone with a lot of pain and unhealed emotional wounds to the point where they feel the need to take that out on the rest of the world because they just don't know what else to do with themselves. We should honestly have compassion for people like that, although we certainly don't have to engage with their nastiness and unwarranted hostility. Now, if you're more concerned about the actual legitimate criticism that you may receive from others, then that's a different story. Sadly, it is often those who are closest to us who don't always see our inherent potential and who don't understand what is most meaningful and important to us. Keep in mind that in their mind, they may truly believe that they are only trying to do what's best for us by telling us to give up at whatever it is that we are passionately working towards creating in our lives. But once again, no one knows better than you what it is that you are capable of achieving when you really dedicate yourself to it. So you can forgive them for not always believing in what you are trying to do and being on your team. The thing that I really hope that you'll remember is that if whatever you're working towards is important enough to you, then it's worth all of the criticism and rejection that you will face along the way. You don't need to fear valid criticism from someone who is actually supportive and simply just trying to help you improve. Humility is truly the price that we pay for ultimately becoming great at anything. At the end of the day, if you truly believe in yourself and the worthiness of the goals that you are pursuing, then it doesn't matter how many mistakes you make along the way. Perfectionism is a form of self-sabotage that we have to get beyond if we ever want to realize our full potential in any area that is really important to us. In fact, the more imperfect attempts that you make, the sooner you will hone your skills and develop the kind of competence that is required to become truly exceptional. So the choice is always ours if we would choose to put aside our pride and just start so that we can eventually get to where we're trying to go, or if we'd rather allow ourselves to be held back so that we never have to feel the sting of making a mistake. So that's going to do it for this one. But thank you so much for watching, and please do give this video a like if you found it helpful. Be sure to subscribe to the channel for more content like this that will support you in becoming the greatest and most realized version of yourself that you can be. And to learn more about working one-on-one with me, to reach your goals faster, and to overcome the kind of mental and emotional blocks that are holding you back from living a more full and abundant life, be sure to click the link in the description of this video for more information.